do
I
in
don't.
boxing. But I do think when you actually come up against a proper, serious boxer, and I suspect that Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. may be that person, it could all come crashing down.
Is that you think that your opinion matters?
No, I don't think it's good. You try, drink hard, but it's not good for you.
The point is, I think he's coming into this fight with the right approach, with the right mindset.
Boxing experts predict that Jake Paul will be knocked out by Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in round 5 of their upcoming clash. They believe Chavez Jr.'s experience, power, and ring IQ will overwhelm Jake, ending the fight early. Many view this as Jake's toughest test against a seasoned.
Just interviewed your opponent, Julio, very confident, says he's going to knock you out in the 9th round.
Yeah, man, he's a dumbass, and so it's gonna be apparent on Saturday when he's the one that gets knocked out.
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. didn't hesitate. When asked about Jake Paul's skills, he made it clear that despite the younger fighter's dedication to training, the results simply don't impress. According to Julio, boxing is more than working hard in the gym. It's about instincts, rhythm, and real fight experience qualities Jake has yet to prove at a professional level.
But one thing I've gotten off him during this fight is that he's viewing this fight as at least a pathway to some form of redemption. He's not going to get all his fans back. He's not going to redeem himself on the eyes of the fans of his father. But if he can beat Jake Paul, beat him convincingly, maybe don't think quite so much about quitting against Daniel Jacobs or against Confara or that terrible performance against Anderson Silva. I think the point is, I think he's coming into this fight with the right approach, with the right mindset. I promise you, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is not just here for a payday. He is not just here to collect a check and to get whitewashed by Jake Paul over 10 rounds. He's coming to win. He may not win. Jake could turn out to be even better than maybe people generally think, but he's coming to win, and I think it's going to be a competitive fight.
Media personality Piers Morgan added his voice to the growing skepticism surrounding Jake Paul's boxing journey. In a direct critique, Morgan emphasized that Jake has yet to face a true professional boxer. In his prime, according to Piers, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. represents that long-awaited test among the boxing community. There's a growing consensus that Julio Jr. possesses both the technical abilities and ring IQ to overcome Jake Paul. Convincing.
YouTube this, YouTube that, Disney that. This shit is not a joke. I'm knocking out the best of the best, beating all of these people time in and time again. And it's about time that you old heads and all these fucking boxers who think they know about the sport put some respect on my name.
Yeah, but you're not going to you're going to make a ton of money. And listen, I think as a businessman, you are brilliant, right? I give you full credit for that. When you took on Mike Tyson as a business enterprise, there's no argument. You absolutely crush the numbers, crush the money, and everything else. But the idea that you can say, on the one hand, I'm the killer, I get in the ring with the best people, and you get in the ring with a guy who's 50, literally nearly as old as me.
I'm not talking about Mike Tyson. I'm talking about Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley, champions in their sport, Golden Gloves champions, Ryan Moreland, Andre August, undefeated fighters. The list goes on.
But what great boxer have you been in the ring with?
Former world champion on Saturday, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., son of the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, besides me, of course. Like, I don't know what you guys want to see. I tried to fight Canelo. He ducked out of it. You asked him about that. You said he's going to kill me. So what do you want? You're laughing when you said, oh, Jake is going to fight Canelo. I think you would kill him. But then you're like, oh, you're not fighting this guy. You're the problem here with this whole situation and criticism of my career. I'm trying to fight the best people, and that's why Chavez is here on Saturday. I want Canelo. I want Anthony Joshua. I want all these people. It's been 5 years in this sport.
But the problem is, the only proper boxer you fought was Tommy Fury, and he beat you. He's not even the best. He's not even the best fighter in his family.
Golden Gloves champion Andre August, Ryan Moreland as well. Anderson Silva was an undefeated boxer. I mean, you can sit there and make up shit, but you actually don't know your facts. I fought multiple boxers with professional records, and including Mike Tyson himself, who I think is going to be a harder fight than Chavez.
Veteran trainer Robert Garcia has gone on record to say that Chavez Jr. doesn't need to do anything extraordinary to win, just show up and box. The difference in class, according to Garcia, is enough to dictate the outcome. Chavez Jr.'s experience, combined with natural ability and tactical smarts, makes him a dangerous challenge for anyone lacking proper professional seasoning.
I love. Okay, if he wins, what does it say?
Chavez gonna win.
What does that say if he beats Jake Paul?
Win a lot of millions of dollars, and then maybe do a rematch, which is bad. Maybe make a lot of money.
Even legendary fighter Manny Pacquiao weighed in on the matchup, and his choice was clear. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Pacquiao, known for his sharp boxing instinct, sees Chavez Jr. as a superior fighter. For Pacquiao, the difference in real-world boxing experience and pedigree tilts the fight firmly in Julio's favor. His endorsement carries weight not only because of his Hall of Fame resume, but because Pacquiao knows what it takes to succeed at the elite level.
Yeah.
But yeah. Asking about Jake Paul. Who do you got in the Jake Paul fight?
Julio. Viva Julio.
Viva Julio!
Julio's winning.
Oh, that's it. That's Manny's manager. He's putting it out there.
We'll see you Saturday night, Viva Julio.
Insiders in the boxing world report that Julio isn't walking into this fight relying on name recognition or past achievements. Unlike what critics expected, he is approaching the bout with full intensity, his training hard, staying focused, and treating Jake Paul as a legitimate challenge rather than an easy payday. This mindset shift is crucial, particularly in a sport where underestimation can cost you everything.
But one thing I've gotten off him during this fight is that he's viewing this fight as at least a pathway to some form of redemption. He's not going to get all his fans back. He's not going to redeem himself from the eyes of the fans of his father. But if he can beat Jake Paul, beat him convincingly, maybe don't think quite so much about quitting against Daniel Jacobs or against Confara or that terrible performance against Anderson Silva. Like, I think the point is, I think he's coming into this fight with the right approach, with the right mindset. I promise you, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is not just here for a payday. He is not just here to collect a check and to get whitewashed by Jake Paul over 10 rounds. He's coming to win. He may not win. Jake could turn out to be even better than maybe people generally think, but he's coming to win, and I think it's going to be a competitive.
Veteran boxer Gabe Rosado provided a detailed perspective underlining how experience is often the defining edge in high-stakes fights. He noted that while Jake has youth and momentum, Julio has seen it all: championship rounds, brutal wars, and the grind of real professional boxing. According to Rosado, the years spent in real battles can't be mimicked or replaced by training camps or exhibition fights.
I really don't know his habits. He has a bad track record in preparing. But look, when Chavez comes in at least 60%, then I think Jake really has a fight. Because one thing that Chavez has is experience. And then I have the youth, and the ability that Jake has right now. He does have the experience. I think that experience is a big spot.
I completely agree. I think this is an excellent fight for Jake. Officially, he is 11-0, but he's really like 2-1 as a boxer. He's fought Tommy Fury. He's fought a couple of no-name cruiserweights. I guess if you want to throw Mike Perry into that list, you can say he's 3-1. But against guys that are traditional boxers, he's a 2-1 fighter.
Julio Cesar Chavez, a legend in his own right, did not hold back when supporting his son. In an assertive and almost prophetic tone, he warned Jake Paul that what's coming is beyond anything he's faced before. To Chavez Sr., this isn't just another event. His belief in his son's ability stems not just from genetics, but from seeing firsthand the sacrifices Julio Jr. has made to rebuild his form and focus.
He knows exactly what to do. Jake Paul just fought against Mike Tyson, who didn't even throw one punch. This is not Mike Tyson. You are going to get your ass whooped.
No hay manera de que le gane Jake Paul.
There is no way Jake Paul can
Esta preparación que hizo Julio, Jake Paul no la sabe, ¿entiendes?
This camp, Jake Paul doesn't know.
Va a salir a tirar chingazos y Jake Paul va a andar corriendo como gallina.
Julio's going to go in throwing some serious punches and you're going to be running like a chicken without a head.
Many observers are skeptical about the authenticity of this upcoming matchup. Given Jake Paul's track record of facing older, retired athletes, and YouTubers, there are growing suspicions that this fight might follow the same scripted pattern. Critics argue that if this is just another media stunt, it won't add any real value to Jake's career. However, if the fight is genuinely competitive, even a slightly out-of-form Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. presents a real challenge unlike Jake. Julio has stepped into the ring with elite opponents and has the battle scars to prove it. That alone gives him credibility even if his past is prime.
Let's talk about this one here. This Saturday, June 28th, we've got Jake Paul. He's going to take on Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And I don't know if this is a real fight or if it's a fake one, so let's talk about this. Alright, let's say this is a real fight, because I don't know, I don't want to sound like a hater, but some of Jake Paul's fights look like they've been staged. So let's say this is a real fight, this is a real deal. Listen, man, Chavez Jr. has never been the greatest boxer out here. He's lacked in discipline, he's lacking the sport, but nevertheless, he is a credible opponent. Jake Paul, on the other hand, I don't know, some of the fights look staged, some of the knockouts look like the guys have been paid. With that being said, the problem child is taking on Chavez Jr. this weekend. Let's take a look at both men's professional record. Yes, I said professional record. This is a box rec. This is Jake Paul's professional record. Alright, cool. Let's get into it. 11 wins, 7 coming via knockout, and 1 loss. Let's take a look at Jake Paul's actual professional record. So he's fought 3 professional boxers. 1 Tommy Fury, 1 Andre August, and 1 Ryan Berlin.
Oscar de la Hoya, a legend in boxing himself, has voiced strong support for the competitive value of this bout. He sees Chavez Jr. as a major upgrade in terms of opposition for Jake Paul, while Jake has often fought less opponents who didn't pose a real threat. De La Hoya believes this match will finally test Jake's limits. He labeled this as Jake's most difficult challenge yet, not just because of Julio's experience, but because of the unpredictability and resilience he still brings to the ring.
I'm really excited because the only reason I got involved with this is because he's fighting a real fighter. Julio Cesar Chavez went 12 rounds with Canelo. He is an ex-world champion in boxing. So this is a real legit fight. I'm looking forward to it. I'm obviously questioning what Chavez Jr. will we see. Will he be in great shape? Will he not be in shape? Will he make weight? Will he do a lot of questions behind it? But ultimately, you have to tell yourself, Jake Paul, congratulations. This is the real first legitimate world champion fight of your fight.
Jeff Mayweather offers a more cautious analysis of the fight. He acknowledges that Chavez Jr. once had strong credentials, but he questioned how much of that skill remains. Jeff believes the timing favors Jake not because Jake is more talented, but because Julio is far removed from his best days. He suggests that the fight is more of a calculated move to add a former champion to Jake's resume rather than a true test of skill. From Jeff's standpoint, this fight might look better on paper than what it delivers in the ring.
Back out, all that kind of stuff. But is this, another meme that just likes to give the detractors more feel for their fighter? Does this help Jake at all?
I don't think it's really going to help him that much. I mean, it will in the sense that he fought a legitimate fighter that actually was a professional fighter and a world champion. But to get him after a 5-year layoff and being inactive is almost just like fighting Mike Tyson.
I mean, it's like the same thing. It's like an older guy past his prime who hasn't fought in a long time. I guess he doesn't have an MMA career behind him, so maybe that's a good thing. But it's all the same thing that people have always complained about.
I think this is a fight that Jake can win. I mean, legitimately win.
Matchup has sparked debate about what matters more in boxing, youth or experience. Jake Paul has the advantage in energy and physical conditioning, but Julio brings timing accuracy and sharper technique. Analysts argue that Julio's hand speed, defensive skill, and overall knowledge of ring control are superior to anything Jake has shown so far. The blend of fresh ambition and seasoned technique makes this a compelling clash. Many believe that while Jake might push the pace, it's Julio's ring craft that could be the deciding factor.